Yes, and with that, welcome. Glad to have you here. The new Chemicalworkz Spray Bottles 2025 have arrived at my place. I placed an order right away as soon as Johann Dieten put them online. And I got all the sizes and all the colors for myself at home because I want to split up all my products into these bottles. For example, for regular spraying during beading behavior tests, and of course also for paint cleaners and when we mix up pre-cleaners and everything else that goes along with it. As you can see, for now I've just unpacked everything because you get the empty bottles here and also the matching spray heads. And now let's take a closer look at everything, nice and calmly. Because there are a few special features with the spray heads, and there are also quite a few things about the bottles that I'd like to show you. There are different color systems. You can see all the spray heads here in front. I'll just grab the green one here. There are the large bottles, and there are always the corresponding lengths for them as well. That means with a 5 or 11 bottle, you get the short suction tubes included. These short suction tubes also reach all the way to the bottom. If you unscrew this here, you can see that it's at the perfect height, which means it can suck up everything from the bottom properly. And there are also spray heads with long suction tubes for the liter bottles. We can just hold it up here a little bit like this. You can see it easily reaches all the way to the bottom. Plus, I can even lay it sideways at the bottom if I really want to get the very last remnants out. There are green spray heads, blue, red, yellow, and black ones. And that way, you can perfectly assign them. So you can say your pre-cleaners have this color, your mixed insect removers have that one, your paint cleaner has another, and the solvent-based products have yet another. There are so many different ways you can put this together. That's why I haven't assembled it yet, so we can do it together now. As for the spray heads, you can see that Waschguru chose the spray heads that simply work best, and for me personally, they're also the best spray heads. These are the Canon spray heads. They have several special features. For one, they have a short threaded neck, because there are also Canon spray heads in other versions. They also spray well, or just as well, if the suction works perfectly. But up here they have the long threaded neck. That's just what I call it now. And with some bottles, there's the problem that you can screw it on, but it doesn't seal properly. And that's why Waschguru Film has now completely switched to these, let's say, new spray heads with the short threaded neck. That's already the first important point. That's crucial, especially if you want to use them on other bottles as well. Secondly, you have a chemical-resistant suction tube, not made of hard plastic, but of this flexible material. And that's exactly the point, which is why you can also spray upside down. That means this so-called 360-degree capability. Additionally, there's a filter included at the bottom. And also a metal weight, which is very, very heavy. This means the tube will never end up lying to the side, but will always stay at the lowest point in the bottle. These are all small but important details. Otherwise, we have a long trigger, and up front we have the nozzle, which you can adjust, just like we know from, let's say, Canyon spray heads. But this really is the most special design here, so I'll just show it to you again. We're not going to assemble all the bottles now, but I want you to see what it looks like in the end. It's a very, very fast rising thread, which means you don't have to screw it on forever. And you can see it doesn't go all the way down to the bottle. There's about a 2 millimeter gap left. That means theoretically, you could also put the spray heads with the long thread onto this bottle, and that would also close completely. But so that you can use these spray heads on all bottles with a standard thread, the short collar with the short threaded connector was used here. But here, if you still have regular other familiar spray heads, you can also put those on. But it doesn't really make sense. You get awesome spray heads included anyway, but that works too. So you might be thinking at first, Sebastian, what's so special about this spray bottle? There are already a few things in here, and it's really just about the details. So regarding the spray head, you've got all the info you need. You also have the other colors here as well. As you can see, again, in blue, in yellow. And here you can see it a bit larger in red. And in green and in black as well. They actually look exactly the same. It's exactly the same system. On the side here, you have a large stripe that's semi-transparent for checking the liquid level. That means it's not just a thin stripe that's hard to see, but a very, very wide design. Plus, you can see the maximum mark at the top here, and down here you also have the milliliter measurement. That means here 100 milliliters, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 800, 900, 1000. And what's also included here are these mixing ratios. That simply means, for example, a 1-to-1 ratio here. You can see it clearly in real life because it's not just printed numbers. You also have the numbers and the milliliter letters raised here so you can actually feel them. That means it's really made to a very, very high quality. Here, for example, 1:1, which means you fill up to here at the bottom. This is why it always says H2O down here. I hope you can see it clearly. H2O means first fill the water up to the 1:1 mark and then fill the rest with the product. Then you have a 1:1 ratio. If you want a 1:2 ratio, down here you have water up to the 1:2 mark, and then you add your product up here. Always water first, then the product. For 1:3, water. And then fill the product up here. That's shown here on the bottle, on the label. You don't need a measuring cup anymore for these mixtures. You can actually mix it directly in the bottle. There's also a sturdy base at the bottom here, which makes the bottle a bit wider. The whole thing is always kept in black. And with that, the bottle stands perfectly on the surface. Very, very stable against tipping over. And this is the liter bottle. Up here, there are also these small ridges. And with that, you basically have the almost perfect spray bottle, in my opinion. I honestly can't think of anything that could be improved here. You have a really good spray head with lots and lots of features, including this collar, which is very important. The bottle has all the important features. And now we can take another look at the 500 milliliter variants. I'll grab one and let's just go with yellow. That's a short one, right? I picked the right one right away. And here too, we unscrew it. It goes super quickly as well. You barely have to turn it and it's already sealed. That's what I'm saying. You can see it really, really well because the liquid colors this plastic here very darkly. That means you can actually see your fill level very clearly. And as for the spray pattern, just twist open the front, give it a quick pump and it starts right away, giving you a very fine spray. Depending on how you want to set it up or as a concentrated jet. Another important topic, which I'm now adding to the video, is the issue of leak protection and so on. You can see here, there's liquid inside and you can see here, when you turn it upside down, nothing comes out of this connector piece. This is also a very important point. If the bottle ever tips over in your bag or in the car, that's an important consideration. And we can reinforce this by applying pressure to the bottle here as well. I hope you can see it clearly. Now, nothing comes out of the connector piece, even when you apply pressure here, which normally wouldn't happen if the bottle was just lying on its side. Then something could leak out here, but the spray heads are good, the connection is solid, and now we can also test the upside down spray function. You can see it works really, really well here too. So now I'll calmly assemble everything, get it all set up, and I wish you a lot of fun with it. I've also displayed the prices for both the small and the large version. This way you can now switch everything over in your system and everything will look nice and uniform, and thanks to the colors, everything is well organized. You can put it together however you like. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time, and I'm now going to switch my entire system over to these bottles. Take care, everyone. Bye.